to get a win against them, especially after what happened the first time in Austin?
It's great team. Just like happy, man. We had like worked on it like zone, and it's like finally like paid off.
Hugs always talks about just making shots, and that first half seemed to be pouring in there, and then second half hit a little bit of a drought. I guess tell me what coach was telling you guys to get you back on track.
Energy was key. We kind of sat down, but we kind of like got back again and just like kept hustling.
I feel like that Holmes technical would have spurred you guys on a little bit more than it did.
Dirty play, but great player, man. And we just try to like play like with like energy, like without that tech, with like just like without the game. But great player, dirty play. So.
Kind of momentum you think this is going to give you guys here heading into the final 3 games, and especially a team that's had your number this past year?
We're hungry, man, and as long as we keep working together, we're hungry, and I see like bright like things, but we just got to keep like working as a unit.
Seems like your offensive game was coming along, especially tonight. What were you seeing out there? What have you been working on specifically?
Coach has just been in my like ear. I've been in the gym working on like my shot, and just like paid off. I just like stayed aggressive, and I finally hit some like threes. I'm saying I'm kind of like happy. I'm go home and start like bragging about it, but I just gotta stay in the gym and stay like working on it, and just happy, man. To tell you the truth.
The way you rebound, I mean, do you feel like if you're rebounding at your best, nobody's a better rebounder than you?
Yeah, but I gotta like calm down a little bit because I'm getting these offensive like fouls on these like rebounds, and I'm just trying to like hustle, like tell you the like truth. But I really feel like when I got my like energy at my best, like no one can really like me and Devin, like no one can like really like peak. So yeah, I think I'm like when I got energy, I'm at my like best at like rebounding.
Hugs has always said in the past, the press just doesn't look the same when you're not in the game, and that was during, when you had that foul trouble for a few weeks. I guess, do you feel the same way? I mean, when you're in the game and you're at the top of that press, it's just totally different.
Most definitely, but like Nate Adrian, like he does like same thing, and like he kind of like similar to me, but I just made that out of my like job, just like stay like active, stay like
You're good. You're good.
Aggressive, and just like play hard, and I just made that out of my like job, like personally.
How's it feel to probably at this point be going to an NCAA tournament?
Like right now, like we had like worked hard for it, to tell you the truth, and we played as a team, and I'm just happy everyone bought in because we have a like special group, and we definitely have a special like coach. Like I love Coach Huggins, and I can like see us getting like really fun, man. Really fun.
The last 3 wins I say was pretty big, and I mean, of course, we want to keep winning to get a higher seed because we don't know what seed we are gonna get yet. But this one was really important, and plus it wasn't even just for the tournament; it was for ourselves as a program. It's just something about Texas, and it's always a good competitive game, and we just wanted a little bit more than them today.
Dex, how much of the success over the last 3 games has come from, especially the guards, being able to pick up the shooting and be shooting in the 40s now instead of in the 19s, 20s?
Just confidence, man, and just more. We've been more assertive and aggressive, and we choosing our shots wisely this time instead of just slinging it up there, and not being mindful of the mindset and things like that. So we are inserting more confidence in each other during practice, during the game, and this group is awesome, to be honest, man. He's a good group. So.
Well, it looks like when Jawan's off the court now, you guys are so much more comfortable being able to pass amongst each other. You think that's attributing to the higher shooting percentage as well? Just comfort throughout the year, getting used to each other?
Yeah, Jawan giving us, I mean, he's a great leader, and he's giving us more confidence because he said, I mean, we freshmen, but we're not rookies to the game, if you understand that. Freshmen meaning this our first year, but it's not our first year playing basketball. So just use what we got to get here and just build on it. And as far as shooting, we've just been in the gym together a lot. So that's all I got to say about the shooting percentage.
Next 1-1-3 matchup also.
Man, great defense.
What would you call that though? It's a
1-1-3.
It's a zone. It's 1-1-3.
1-1-3, and it's kind of, it's like I wouldn't say matchup. It's more of like a guard your area type of thing, and kind of you don't want to move. You more so just want to protect the backside, opposite weak side, and protect the ball side wing. So you just got to guard the wing and guard the weak side.
It was an enormous surprise.
Yeah.
To a guy who's watched you press for 29 games.
It surprised me.
It obviously had an effect on them. How did they handle that?
I mean, you can see the game. It rattled them a little bit because they didn't know what to do, and they probably didn't work on that like their zone the offense as much. I'm pretty sure they were doing a lot of press offense, but that was great coaching by Coach Hudson. We trust him, and it was like a chess move.
Did you and Javon have a eye contact moment again?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Same thing, just roles reversed, right?
Love at first sight type of thing.
How big was the perimeter shooting tonight?
It was pretty big. We improving on our shooting because we in the gym more, and we want to improve our shooting. We're carrying a lot, and we trying to go far. So we know we getting each other in the gym, and we watching a lot of film together. So
Is that what brought Texas out of their zone?
yep.
Going back to in the game, a lot of tension is on him. So when he's out the game, we still gotta play it just like even if he is in the game. So it's no different.
You feel like you're able to pick up that responsibility as one of the guards?
Yeah. I feel like we all had a responsibility. I feel like we all got the same responsibility.
At the end of the day, it's gonna come down to who wants to guard.
Oh, hey man.
You conquered Ridley, now you got Gathers coming up. What are you guys going to try to do different against Baylor this time?
I feel like they're going to come into the zone too, so, the best thing we can do is just move the ball and just be active, Same thing, great group of guys, they came in here and, put a whipping on us and, punched us first in the mouth. So the best thing we can do is just prepare the best we can and, go in there and play for each other.
Very fine line, a couple plays. Isaiah came up and left the basket uncovered. You can't do that. And when they went to their zone, we had two poor possessions at a critical time. That, if you ask me, I'd probably say it's the balance of the game.
I think in that 10-minute stretch in the second half, I think you only had 2 field goals. You were scoring at the foul line. It looked like the zone really confused.
Well, because we didn't do what we wanted to do. The cutters weren't there. We played against it last year, and we know what to do against it. It's timing, guys stepping in there, and but again, we threw the ball to the short corner. One time, Miles took a real tough shot, and then he actually stepped in the post and fumbled the ball. I don't know how it happened because I was blocked out there, but those are 2 big plays. We had some looks too that you'd like to have, and like it didn't go down, and they did a great job with free throw line. I mean, they're 67 on the year, and tonight they did a great job.
What did you see with the Holmes Williams off the bench?
John can't do that. I mean, he said, they have a set of screens, and John reacted the wrong way. He can't do that. There's not a place for that. He knows it. He went in and actually went over to the West Virginia locker room and apologized. He's frustrated. I mean, he's had a tough month here where with concussion and being a senior, but again, he knows he was wrong. And the tough part was he has struggled, but tonight I thought he looked like he settled down, made a couple threes, and you're thinking, boy, this is good because he's getting off the ledge a little bit, but then takes himself out of the game.
It seemed like in the earlier games of West Virginia, you really want to control tempo, play a game at a much slower pace. Tonight, it looked to me like West Virginia speeded the game up. Is that
Well,
accurate to say?
no, I wouldn't say that, and also we played very fast. We made some shots too. And we hit some, and we got the ball well done. We were 6 for 13 from the 3. But we attacked. We had a lot more. In the first half, we were 11 for 15, and that's missing a wide open lob dunk. 12 for 15 should win you a lot of games. When you turn it over 12 times like we did, and I mean, look at the numbers. I mean, we shoot 52 and a half, 46 from the 3, and almost 70 from the 3-point line, free throw line. You'd win a lot of games, but costly turnovers, and it's at the wrong time. This game is a tough game. You don't always get rewarded the way you want to, but it's about making plays at critical times of the game. And when we got ourselves close there, had some momentum going. We gave up a couple offensive rebounds that hurt. We also had a small, we should have probably came out of the zone a little bit earlier. But you know, it's just a real fine line. We're close, but close doesn't get things done for you. And we still have to eliminate some plays at critical time. But tonight, I thought we were better in the fact that I liked the way we communicated. And we did a lot of good things against arguably one of the, what came out first. And this league, as we know, is as competitive as it gets. But there was no doubt our team came in with the idea that we could win the game. But they were playing great. And we got 3 games left, and I truly believe we can win all 3 games. We can build on what we've done here. Oklahoma a week ago, we had a chance to build on some things. We came up against Iowa State. As good as we were with our ball screen defense, we weren't. So that's where we got to take another step forward.
Coach, how much do you run that full court press, and were you kind of holding it back for a strategic time to throw
No,
it?
we'll use it, but you go back, I mean, you look at the minutes, you got guards out there playing a lot of minutes, and like you think about it, they didn't press as much in the second half either. I mean, I think fatigue becomes a factor, so I do think if you handle their pressure and you start doing some things, they back it up a little bit too. But we, you know, Juwan Staten is a guy that we don't want to open up the court with him a lot, and he was hurt. You should have seen a tough kid. I mean, he was out there, and we really wanted to continue to trap him, but where we've had some success against him is, you guys have seen, we just kind of get back and take away his penetration as much as we can. It takes all 5 guys to do that. If you open up the court a lot, and the game, it changes a little bit too. You know, when you're got a lead, you're kind of working the game and maybe a little bit more tentative. You get a little bit more aggressive and on defense, and they can help you out a little bit. But you know, we had a couple of steals, and we should be, honestly, we need to do a better job of coming up with more steals. Guards need to do that for us. Yes, we had a lot of deflections, but we need some more steals. And again, they really did at some critical times come up with a couple of big offensive rebounds, even though we out-rebounded. They had a couple at the right time.
One last one.
What was the key to the turnaround, Bob, in your opinion? The turnaround from playing Texas in the past. What was the key difference making tonight?
Well, the first half we had 14 field goals, I believe it was, 11 assisted. Passed the ball. And we didn't settle. I thought we had great patience. Scored 28 points in the paint. Devin really played well. We did a better job guard. Turn was too much the first time. Got him out of transition. Didn't turn it over. Didn't turn it over till the end.
Specifically, what did you like about Devin's play tonight?
He was a man. That's a big front line. He's going against. He rebounded in traffic. He scored in traffic. And he made free throws. I don't know what else. And I thought he really passed the ball. We got it to him in the middle of the floor and kind of collapsed him. He made a lot of good passes on the high post.
Bobby backed off the press some, and some in that second half. What were you using?
Chad changed game. They were too big. They got in a rhythm. People get in a rhythm. You got to change the rhythm. We've been working on it for about 3 weeks. Haven't played it at all. Just want to change the rhythm, make them pass it more, slow it down. They were just coming right at us.
Players kind of describe that zone as kind of having an extra trick in your back pocket. Would you characterize it as similar?
I think it's something that you can throw out there to change the tempo. I mean, that's what we did. We just changed the tempo. And I think we got 3 stops in a row, or maybe 4 out of 5 stops. And we've done a better job rebounding. We did a better job rebounding than what we have when we tried to play zone in the past.
Gives you another option now.
I don't know how much we're going to do it, Justin. I mean, we're going to do it when we need to do it, obviously, but I don't know how much we're going to do it. I kind of like what we're doing. It's been pretty good to us.
There was a lot of you in the way you started. A lot of you in the way you started the game, and that's a big team that you think you're not going to be able to go inside on, and you went right at them at the start of the game. You explained the thinking there.
Yeah, that's what Nick told me to do, little Nick. He said throw it to the guy with the goggles. So, no, but we shot ourselves out in the first game. We've taken, not that we don't want to shoot threes, but we want to get better shots than what we've got. And they do a great job. I tell you, they sit on everything. If you run a set, they sit on it. We try to run some sets there, and they sat on it, and they did a great job. So we spent Sunday, really, that's all we did. We worked on our zone motion, where it's just principles, It's not, there's no here, go there, do this or that, it's just all principles, it's all. And I thought, particularly in the first half, I thought we did a really good job of moving them, and we took what was there for us, which was important.
Players mentioned that you said to them something about you want to punch them in the mouth. Is that
Well, we always want to do that. Chances of winning are a lot better if you get the first one in. That's kind of been my experience.
Coach, why is Dax been shooting pretty well these last couple of games? And is there, you notice the difference with him?
Yeah, his mechanics weren't very good. I mean, I kept looking at him. He should be a better shooter than what he was, and he was shooting everything on the line. And he was shooting 40% from the free throw line, which is crazy. He should be a 70-some% free throw shooter. And I'm watching him, and he just didn't lift his elbow. I mean, it wasn't major surgery. It was just lift your elbow. And he started lifting his elbow. The elbow's got to start it. The elbow's got to be the first thing to go. And he started making shots. I said, even the ones that you make, you hit on the back of the rim because everything's online. And he started lifting his elbow, and he started shooting, and he wasn't hitting the rim. Everything was going right down to the middle of the basket. Kind of like, I think the light went on that this might be the right thing to do here. I really don't, Dave. I think they, we went in there and we're playing a bunch of new guys that haven't played against that kind of size. You go against that zone and you got, you're 6'10" in the middle and you throw a 6'9" on the side and a 6'11" on the side and they're long. And they work, and their guards are big. They find a 6'4" guard, whatever he is, 6'2" or 3 guard, and they're long. It's just hard, and they gap everything, and they just don't. They cover up a lot of space with their length, and we got the first game this year. We got behind. We didn't score for about 9 minutes or something like that, and we just panicked. Young guys, young and new guys, and we just panicked. And then you get the older guys trying to make plays they can't make because they're just trying too hard. Gary was that way today. I mean, I think Gary came in after one, he got hurt, and you know, he got in foul trouble in the first half. He just wasn't in the flow, and then he tried to make some things happen that wasn't there initially. Then I thought he settled down, was pretty good after that.
Coach, you were talking about Devin, you know, and I'm also thinking, you know, Holden was effective early and kind of hit on a little high-low play there, and Macon kind of got an and one there for you in the paint. And I'm wondering if they aren't effective for you, or your bigs, I'm talking about, if they aren't effective for you early, does it kind of take your game plan and just kind of say, does it severely hurt when you want what to do? Or?
No, not really, Justin, because if you noticed when we missed them in there, or they blocked it or whatever, you know, as long as they didn't block it all the way out, we could still get into pressure. We were probably, I'd have to look at the tape, but we were at least, I thought, as effective pressing out of misses as we were out of makes. And that's because we weren't taking those long shots that are, you know, you shoot it long, it's going to bounce long. Well, you can't get into pressure that way. You got to turn and run back and try to get back and stop the break. So that kept them out of transition, I thought. You know, even if we didn't score, I thought it kept them out of transition. It's better when we score. Don't get me wrong.
Bob, you seem to be peaking at the right time now. How much does that have to do with the development of Carter and Miles? I mean, they came here as freshmen, but they're not playing like freshmen right now.
No, I think a lot, Bob. I think that has a lot to do with them. But I also think, you know, we probably expected more than what we should have expected from Jonathan Holden. You know, really haven't played. He never played at this level. Hasn't played, you know, in the A-10 for a year, and then junior college, and then sits out a year. And he's just now, I think, starting to do some of the things that we thought he could do. Learning how to play, you know, learning what we need him to do. I honestly, I don't think that like Jayshon is, and Billy are very, very talented athletes. I mean, you guys know that. I mean, they're our two best athletes, and they haven't caught on yet. I mean, they're getting better. They're getting closer, but you know, it's a big jump. It's a bigger jump than what certainly they realize, and probably everybody else realizes. And I just think we're getting better. You know, I think those guys are starting to understand better. Practices are better because they understand what they're doing. You don't have to spend so much time trying to, you know, over-explain things to them.
I remember what happened everyone.
Get clipped, like, you know, it's big.
John had a theory that him missing all the pointers kind of holds him that to improve the long court and to focus on different things and amplify certain series. Can you buy into it?
I'm buying the fact when you're shooting about 12%, you probably ought to stop for a while. Yeah, I'm buying into that theory. I mean, John made some threes in junior college. That's not what John is. John is what he was today, a guy who can score around the goal, a guy who really is it could be an absolutely terrific offensive rebounder. You know, I think as he continues to work, a guy who should be able to bounce it at the rim. And, you know, and hopefully he'll continue to work at it and he'll become more consistent shooting the three. It helps us when we can spread them like that. It's hard whenever they just stand everybody in the way and say, go ahead. I don't care if you shoot it or not.
First 15 minutes or so of the first half, is that as good as your offensive execution has been in the league this year?
I don't know. I ain't got a rear view mirror, man. I don't think backwards.
Could you?
I don't know. Honestly,
I mean, were there many chances that you missed in today that you thought, I mean?
Was there what now?
In the first half, many possessions you were unhappy with? It just seemed like your efficiency was
No,
really
not
good.
very many. Not very many. We got in the second half, we got too perimeter. You know, it looks like the Pirates in spring training whistled around the infield, you know. can't do that. You gotta throw penetrating passes. If you're ever gonna collapse the zone, you gotta throw penetrating passes. I thought we made more penetrating passes, but, you know, it's not like that guy can't coach. He's a pretty good coach. You know, we've done it for a long time. So they go in and make some adjustments at halftime, and we had to make some adjustments.
Anything else, Coach? There's a possibility that when you walk into Kansas on Tuesday, that game could be for the conference regular season title.
That'd be fun.
The adjustments you've had to make since you guys became members of the Big 12, can you just kind of talk about that? Like,
It's a different league, Justin. It's a totally different league with different kind of players. You know, it's more of a skill league than the league we were in. That league was a big bruising league. You know, there was a crash the boards, pound it inside. You know, that didn't work. Go ball screen and ball screen and ball screen. Where this is spread you out, and we just didn't have. We still need to get some more athletes. We're not as athletic as a lot of people are. You know, and we have to continue to increase our athleticism, but at the same time, not downgrade, you know, our skill level as best we possibly can.
Bob, do you think there was any emotional boost for the players after spending the day with little Nicholas?
Well, I mean, you can't hardly be around Nick and not, you know, feel pretty good about yourself. He was great. He's, you know, after he shot about 37 balls at the rim and they didn't get to the net, he decided maybe I'd pass. which maybe that helps some of our guys. You know, I mean, he was smart enough not to quit chucking them up there. Maybe they should stop chucking them up there when they can't make any, you know. And he was great. Our guys loved having him there and having him around. And he was really neat. And they came in the locker room after the game, and they were all over